Title: From Zero to Hero, the story of Jake the lazy student. Introduction. Jake was the laziest student in his class. He hated homework, avoided studying, and loved spending his time playing video games. His teachers were frustrated, his parents were worried, and his classmates teased him for always being last in class. But one day, everything changed. This is the story of how Jake went from being the laziest student to becoming the number one in his class. Scene 1. The Wake-Up Call. One day, Jake's teacher, Mrs. Collins, announced that there would be a big exam in 2 months. She said, "This exam will determine your future. It's your chance to prove yourself." Jake laughed it off, thinking he could just wing it, like always. That evening, Jake's mom showed him his report card. It was full of red marks. "Jake," she said, "if you keep going like this, you won't pass this year." Her disappointed face made Jake feel guilty, but he still didn't care much. The real wake-up call came when his best friend Sam said, "Jake, I want to study with you, but you're so lazy that I don't think you'll ever succeed." That hurt Jake. He realized everyone thought he was a failure. Scene 2. The Turning Point. That night, Jake stared at his pile of untouched books. He thought, what if I actually tried? Could I surprise everyone? The next day, Jake made a small plan: study for 15 minutes. It's just 15 minutes, he told himself. He started with his favorite subject, math. At first it was hard, but he kept going. Soon 15 minutes turned into 30, then an hour. Jake also discovered fun ways to learn, watching educational videos, using flashcards, and turning lessons into games. Slowly, studying didn't feel so bad. Scene 3. Overcoming challenges. Jake faced many challenges. He was tempted to quit when things got tough, especially when he didn't understand something. But instead of giving up, he asked for help. He stayed after school to ask Mrs. Collins questions. He formed a study group with Sam and other classmates. He started waking up early to revise before school. His classmates began noticing the change. "Is that Jake studying?" they whispered. Even his parents were shocked to see him waking up on time and doing his homework. Scene 4. The Big Exam. The day of the big exam finally arrived. Jake was nervous but confident. For the first time, he actually felt prepared. He wrote answers carefully, checked his work twice, and gave it his all. When the exam ended, he sighed with relief, knowing he had done his best. Scene 5. The Results. A week later, the results were announced. Everyone was gathered in the classroom. Mrs. Collins started calling out names, starting from the lowest marks. Jake's name wasn't called. When she reached the top 3, she said, "And the student with the highest marks in the class is Jake." The room erupted in applause. Jake couldn't believe it. His hard work had paid off. Conclusion. From that day on, Jake was a changed person. He learned that success isn't about being the smartest. It's about trying your best and never giving up. He also inspired his classmates, proving that anyone can change if they put in the effort.